The holidays are an exciting time for many, but they can also be an emotional roller coaster. That's because the season can come with a lot of heavy emotions, including grief.
Yeah, we're joined live now by Dr. Chen, Associate Professor and Social Psychologist. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We really appreciate it. I know for myself, there's so much nostalgia and we love the holidays. It can be so cozy and happy. But that nostalgia also can come with remembering the loss of loved ones. Why is it so much heavier this time of year to grieve?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the main reason it is so much heavier, there's kind of two main reasons. I think the first is that, as you mentioned, this is a time where the expectations are high to be happy and cheery. And so if you are experiencing grief, and you have that sitting next to all of the cheer and merriment of the season, it can feel a lot heavier and a lot harder. And I think the second reason is there's a lot more opportunities for what we call grief triggers. So grief triggers are anything that would sort of bring on a wave of grief, remind you of the person you lost. And so obviously the holidays with rituals, being around family again, friends, things like that can often create more grief triggers.
Yeah, it's that empty seat at the table. Many of us, if we're not experiencing grief ourselves, we know someone going through a loss this holiday season, but we don't really know how to support them in the right way, how not to trigger them. What should we be doing to help support someone who's grieving during the holidays?
Yeah, so this is a really common feeling people have around how to support people who are grieving. And there's two things I would recommend. So the first is that you really want to say something. So silence is often what we do when we don't want to make it worse or we don't know what to say. But anyone who's grieving will say that silence is often the worst reaction. And so saying, I'm here for you, I'm sorry for your loss, how are you doing? Any kind of checking in is really helpful. And the second is to invite their grief. So if you have them joining you for the holidays or you're hanging out, to really make it clear that it's okay if they aren't able to show up fully cheery, fully happy, and that their grief is welcome to the table as well.
You have to know, though, what to say. As someone who has been through a lot of grief, people say things sometimes like they're in a better place, things that you don't want to hear, So I think saying something is important, but thinking through and being supportive in a way is the better idea in that. And so think about what you're going to say before you say it. I also know, in my family, the second year of grief can often be much worse than the first year. Because I think you get through the holidays that first time, you have the support of people, and then a lot of people think you should just have moved on by the second year. What advice do you have in being sensitive, since we're talking about how to be more supportive?
Absolutely. And you're bringing up a great point, which is that when we have experienced loss of a loved one, that continues for years and years, but people sort of feel like we should get past it or they're not thinking about it. And so, I lost my father-in-law a little over a year ago, and I still get people saying like, oh, how long are you gonna, worry about that or think about that? And so I think what people can do to be supportive in that is, first of all, especially if you're close to somebody, is know that that will continue for years and years to come and probably will never fully go away. So if you've lost somebody dear to you, the holidays are probably always going to have a sense of grief to them. And so to be aware of that. And I think if you're the person who is grieving, to be honest about that. This is still hard for me. Are these the ways in which the holidays are hard for me to show up? And to communicate that to the people around you who might not be thinking about it, might not be top of mind for them, but to have that honest conversation.
Yeah, that's good advice. And we think about the loss of a loved one and that empty seat at the table, but there are other types of grief people are experiencing too.
Absolutely. So if you're experiencing any kind of loss, because grief at its core is really just loss of a future that you hoped for and imagined. So probably the deepest loss is losing someone you wanted in your life. But you can have financial loss, job loss, a divorce, major moves and transitions. All of these bring with them a sense of loss. And so if you find yourself grieving and saying, but I didn't lose somebody this year, I'm not thinking about a particular loved one, it might be tied to some of those other types of loss where we can also experience grief.
All right, Dr. Chen, thank you so much for joining us. It's really important information as we celebrate and, take part in these festivities to remember those who are grieving this holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.